You're listening to the ColbyCheeZe Gaming Podcast, your source for League of Legends and other gaming news, updates, and discussions.
Hey, what's up guys? It's ColbyCheeZe for another gaming podcast. Today is July 30th, 2011, and oh my goodness, I've got a whole list of awesome stuff to talk about today, and therefore I will not delay. I'm just going to go right into it, okay? Alright, let's do this, man. Mostly just League of Legends stuff. I have a little bit of non-League of Legends things, but this week was really just cram-packed with a whole bunch of really cool League of Legends stuff. So I'm just going to start it off with just talking about the announcement that Riot Games made about how big League of Legends is now, which is intense. I mean, they've got, they say that on their average busiest day, over 500,000 people are logging in at the same time. That is ridiculous. They've got already 15 million people that are League of Legends players. So that's crazy. I mean, that is just ridiculously large numbers, and I'm saying it's probably just going to keep growing. I know that in the last 3 months it's already grown 70%, which is ridiculous. I mean, that's almost double. So if it just keeps growing at this rate, it's pretty much going to become the largest game in the world, if not already, I guess. So that's really awesome. So great job, guys. I guess we are playing I guess we chose the right game, right? Anyways, that's pretty awesome. And so I found this video. It was very weird because, it's these guys running around trying to land their skill shots on the Scion, and he's just juking the crap out of everybody. It's so hilarious, and it just makes me recall whenever I play a new champion, or when I just started playing and I just couldn't land my skill shots correctly. It's kind of funny because they literally miss several skill shots. It seems like this should not be possible. How do you honestly miss this many skill shots is what I'm thinking. It's like there's this Amumu, he misses his bandage toss, and then the Morgana and the Lux both miss their bindings. They just can't land anything. They're even missing their AoE skill shots. I can usually land those line skill shot nukes, but he even gets a kill out of it. It's so funny. He kills the Morgana at the end of it. And I mean, even the Lux, it's like the very end, Lux is like, boom, I'm gonna shoot you with my laser. Nope, doesn't happen. That's an awesome video there. So do you guys have trouble hitting your skill shots? I know that whenever I play Brand, for some reason, I just can't land his skill shots. I can play other champions. I can land Lunx's skill shots. I can play Morgana. I can play Ezreal, and I can land those. But for some reason, I just suck at Brand, man. I just can't land his W, and I don't know. Same thing with, actually, it's the same thing with that stupid bird guy, man. I can't ever land Swain's abilities. It's like, I'm gonna put you in this binding, and they're like, no, I'm just gonna walk away from it, son of a, And anyways, that's how I feel when I play those guys. You can check out those links in the description below, obviously, as well. Now, there's another little bug that I found, and I'm not really sure about this one. I don't know why. I've never seen this before up until now, but it seems like a recent one, and I don't know if they've hotfixed this already or what, but apparently there's a way for Tarek or just for somebody to kill their teammate. Looks like Shaco kind of deceits away from the Xin Zhao to juke, and for some reason Tarek is, he's just has his auto attack run up, and for some reason when Shaco jukes out, Tarek will turn around and boop! He just attacks Shaco and kills him, which is so weird. I've never seen or heard of that before. I don't know if that's been hotfixed now or if anyone has been able to replicate that, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Anyways, so as far as things that you don't expect to happen, check out this next video. It's a clip of this guy running up with Caitlyn, and the enemy team clearly has Baron. There's no way they're going to be able to stop them. Their Nivea's down bottom lane. She's like, what the heck? I'm just going to mess around and farm some creeps. So Caitlyn's like, hey, I'm going to shoot out my Q, and boom, she steals the Baron. Totally blind, doesn't even see it. She's like, I'm just going to do some damage to the enemies, and bloop, she's like, oh man, I just picked up a Baron. That is amazing. That's an awesome clip right there. And I know it's pretty much the best feeling in the world when you steal Baron from an enemy team by yourself. You're just like, oh yes, I'm so good. Even though you honestly probably had no idea that was going to happen. It's really cool when you do it with like a Lux Laser and things like that, but I don't think anything can top the Caitlyn shooting her little thing out, because that doesn't do that much damage. So they must have just barely missed their smite, and whoop, it's mine, not yours. Anyhow, there was quite a few changes in the actual patch from this last one. So I would like to talk about a few of those things, and at least just the ones that stood out to me. So yes, of course, they fixed a whole lot of bugs. That's cool. I'm not going to really go into all of that, but they have tweaked down Annie a little bit. Everyone knows that she is pretty strong. She hits really hard. So they tweaked down a little bit of her bases. Not a whole lot, just like 5 damage here and there, and a little bit like 0.5 scaling on her ratios. And I like what they're doing here. They're not trying to completely just destroy her, because she's not totally OP, but she could use just a slight small tweak, so that's good. I like how they're doing that. They're not just going crazy like they do with York, where they just completely just blow him up and make him awesome, and I mean beyond awesome, I guess. Anyways, not a big deal. Corki, however, they did tweak him down quite a bit. He can no longer blind people on his Q, and they reduced his damage a little bit, as well as some ratio on his Gatling gun, which that thing hurts, man. And then the missile barrage ratio is reduced a little bit on the big one, so that's cool. They have had Corki in kind of the top spot for a really long time now. He is just obviously always the best AD carry pick, at least at higher levels where people really understand how to play him really well. He's just really strong, so I like that. That's probably going to tweak him down, put him a little bit more in line with some of the other carries, so that's good. They made some changes to Galio. I guess they're trying to make Galio a little bit more viable, since he's been not so viable lately. But instead, what they did was they nerfed his damage on his Q, but made it easier to land. So that was kind of retarded. I don't know why they would do that. I think Galio needs a little bit more damage. He needs to be able to solo farm easier. He's got some pretty big mana issues. They did reduce the mana cost of his Resolute Smite by a little bit. We'll see if that helps. I'm not sure. I haven't actually been playing Galio. What they did mostly, like the big thing they did, was make him like tankier, so that if he does his Idol of Duran, which is his big AoE taunt, then everyone attacking him will do 50% damage to him rather than only 70%. So I guess that's okay, but I like to see Galio doing more damage. He feels like he should be more of an AP mage tank, kind of like a Gragas. At least that's the way I felt. Like, that's why he was really good in the past, is because he can put out all that damage and poke from range, and they kind of nerfed that way back in the day, and that's why he hasn't been viable up till now. Of course, the ultimate is great for the initiate and stuff like that, but I'd rather just be able to poke really well with his other spells, and then have the ultimate as like a, you know, like a nice, like, get off of my teammate spell or something like that. We'll see. The rest of these here, not too much I'm going to go into, but the main one that disappoints me out of everything is the fact that they changed, the fact that they changed Kale. I think that Kel was perfectly fine where she is at before this patch. She fit into the meta perfectly. She can go top lane as an AP carry / support. She did a really good job. And what they did was they completely destroyed that. She doesn't really fit in now, and she's way less viable in my opinion. Before, she had some great scaling on her abilities. The only thing, if you ask me, that they actually needed to do to Kel to make her good is to maybe, and she was already good, but to make her better, is to reduce the cooldown on her E ability a little bit in the early levels, or at least normalize it so where it's the same. You don't even have to reduce it at the last level, in my opinion. Sure, it's a little bit unreliable, but that's the whole thing of being able to support and carry at the same time. It's fine. Like, seriously, guys, it's so simple. I don't understand why Riot doesn't understand that. It's all they needed to do, but instead they went and changed who the character is. Like, she's not even the same character anymore. She has kind of the same abilities, but they're just not the same. Like, basically, you can't build her all AP now because she doesn't scale the same way, and she's not going to do as much damage. I haven't actually played her a whole lot because I'm just too disappointed, but I mean, everyone that's played her is already like, you know, she's just not viable at all. So kind of disappointed that they destroyed a champion. They spent all this time talking about, hey, we're going to make Kel viable and all this stuff, and instead they nerfed the crap out of her. So that's kind of disappointing. Whatever. They also redid Tryndamere to give him the rage system. This makes him a little bit more consistent jungler now. I'm not sure if it's a good thing though. Well, okay, here's what they need to do. They need to give him his damage on his critical again. What they did was they just completely nerfed him and made him terrible in that he can no longer get that bonus damage from crit or something like that. I can't remember exactly how it worked because I'm not a huge Tryndamere player. I'm just talking to Beef and Hacker and those guys that play Tryndamere quite a lot, and pretty much this makes Tryndamere way less viable now, and so that's unfortunate that they nerfed a character that was already terrible. So I mean, it's cool that you guys made him, that Riot made him viable, or at least more consistently viable in the jungle, but they just made him not good overall. So that sucks. For the rest of the changes, not too big. They made some tweaks to York to make him a little less crazy, and that's fine. So you probably won't see him too much more being like auto-locked when he's unbanned. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much those patch notes. Now I wanted to move on to something else I found. There was a video here that's so hilarious. It's called the Yordle Gank Squad, and they picked an entire team of Yordles like Teemo and Tristana and Vakarian and all the little short wimpy dudes, and they decided they're gonna first start off by ganking that blue buff. So they all like flash over the wall and they're like bam, and they kill the dude at the blue buff, and then they run it over and they're like, okay guys, let's all run bottom, and they're gonna run down bottom, all of them all at once. So all 5 people, and we're gonna run down to the bottom, and they're gonna take it out. Leona, she's like, oh no, where are these guys coming from? Run away! But she's not gonna get away. She's dead because Stone Brew, Mr. Vigo over here, gets the kill. And then they've all got like teleport, and they had to put a ward in the middle where Annie's at, and she has no idea that they're teleporting in. And then they come in and like, boom, knock you into the wall, boom, she's gonna die. And they're all there, and they're gonna kill her. And so they get a kill onto the Annie. And then after they kill the Annie, they're like, hey, what now, guys? What now? And they're like, let's push a tower, sure. And then they push the freaking tower. That is crazy. Anyways, you should watch this video on this guy's channel because he's got some hilarious music to go along with it. So I just thought that was cool. I wanted to share that with you guys. I've also got 2 songs, as usual, that I found this week that were League of Legends related, and I wanted to share those with you. I think there's some really good songs, and so the first one is called Tower Dive, and is kind of a cover for a Katy Perry song. I don't remember the name of the actual Katy Perry song because I don't think I actually like the song. However, check this one out. It's pretty well done.
Jordan in the bush is coming after you. All you can do is ignite his life and hope he dies. It's you or him. Someone's going to die. You have just been tower dived.
So I thought these guys did a pretty good job on that song. It's I like the lyrics in it about, it's like, hey, you're gonna tower dive, it's you or him, and Jarvan's gonna tower dive you, etc. Pretty cool stuff. And then the next one that I found, I actually really like this one. I think you can like play this one while you're playing a game of League of Legends. It'd be like inspiring, like, oh man, now I gotta win because I got this cool song behind me. It's really awesome. Check this one out.
I'm gonna get a Banshee, at least I can take a hit. Or more things he can carry, I think he's full of shit.
Feces!
I'm gonna need to be soon, I am about to die. I'm gonna try to lure them, maybe I'll have to kite. I don't know what to do now, I'm gonna start a fight. Sha 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 sha.
We're all gonna get in a fight!
Ah, good stuff. I've already listened to that song like 4 times. It's pretty good. I don't know, what do you think? I like it, whatever. So I've been watching the stealth rework for quite a long time now to try and see what Zephyrus is doing and what he's up to on that. And looks like they finally came around to a solution that they are happy with. And so now they've kind of revealed some details of the new reworks that they are going to be doing to Twitch and to Evelyn. So I'd like to share those guys with you guys who have not actually seen those links. I think it's some really interesting stuff, and I'm actually very excited about these 2 champions because I think they're going to be really fun to play after this change to both the stealth and just the reworks to the champions as a whole. So just to give you an idea of what the stealth rework is going to do. So what they're doing with the stealth rework is that now usually Eve and Twitch had a stealth ability. You would push it and it would keep you stealth for a period of time, and of course you would come on stealth once you start attacking, or if they see you with an oracles they can see you, etc. Alright, cool. Now, with the remake of the stealth, instead of actually pushing the button to go stealth, it's now a passive and you will always be stealthed. However, the caveat to that is that you will be revealed to the enemies if you come within a set vision range of them. So I don't know if it's going to be that actual vision range that you reveal the Fog of War with, or if it's like, just 400 feet. They're probably going to make it differ for each champion. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but either way, the idea is that you can walk past creep waves and past wards, and you can kind of stalk enemy champions, but you can't be right up in their face or on top of them. So that's how it's going to work. It's actually a really cool idea. It's kind of like the stealth in World of Warcraft, if you think about it, where if you're rogue, at least at lower levels with your stealth, you can like walk up, and if you're too close to them, then they'll be able to see you in your stealth, that sort of thing. So if you start attacking, you're unstealth for a few, like 2 seconds until you stop attacking again or out of their range. So that's some really cool mechanic. I actually agree with that. I like that. It does mean that the wards aren't really going to give you the advanced warning if Eve or Twitch are coming to gank you. However, you can see them coming up right next to you. You don't have to, you don't have to expect them to be just sitting right on top of you the whole time and not know about that. So that I like that mechanic. That's cool. Now let's go into the reworks that they're going to be doing on Twitch and Evelyn. So the first one I'll talk about is Twitch. So Sorella gave us some info. Of course, this is not going to be final necessarily. They still will be doing tweaks to these as they do their balancing. However, the new passive is going to be that Twitch has his stacking poison. It's actually going to be lowered in damage a little bit. However, the duration of it is going to be increased. So if you don't know what it was, he would attack someone, and every time he attacked, he would stack on a deadly poison that did extra damage up to like 6 times. So that's cool. Now his new Q is his passive is going to be the stealth, but then you can activate it, and it'll grant you a bonus attack speed for X number of seconds, and will instantly reload vile bolts. Okay, so think of vile bolts kind of like Corky's missiles, and I'll talk about those vile bolts in just a second. All right. So W is now going to be debilitating poison, and it now requires poison to be on the target to cast. So before, you can actually push your W and it would slow the enemy whether you had poison on them or not, and it would slow them extra if you had more stacks of poison on them. So that way you can actually like slow people in an AoE without even shooting them. You just come out of stealth and boom, slow everybody down. Now you can't do that. You have to shoot some people with your poison, and then you can slow them down. However, the cast range will be doubled, so you can kind of shoot them with some poison, run away, and then slow them from really far away. All right. The new E is a new spell completely. What it does is it fires a narrow line missile, which instantly deals total attack damage and includes any on-hit effects. So it was similar to the old ultimate, except instead of going pew 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 and shooting a bunch of them for a certain amount, you actually have these vile bolts that you build up, and you fire them off one at a time whenever you'd like. And it has a 0.75 second cooldown, but it does require those vile bolts, so you can shoot it pretty quickly. And then, of course, when you run out of the vile bolts, you push Q, and it will reload them. So that's a really neat mechanic. I like that. And it replenishes just over time or by reloading, obviously. So now the new ultimate is his Expunge. So Expunge has been moved to level 6, and it can no longer be cast if there's no target in the range, of course. So it requires poison on their target. And the cool thing about it is that the cast range is doubled and the damage is heavily increased. So I'm guessing that they're making him like a huge like boom 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 nuke, and then bam, kill someone off top of champion. They're giving him that long range ability to shoot off those vile bolts, which will give him some viability in farming in the lane, since he is very squishy, and before he had kind of a short cast range. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out with Twitch, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think that sounds really cool. I'd actually be interested in trying this champion out now. I've never actually enjoyed playing Twitch in the past, so we'll see how that works out. Okay, so moving on to the Evelyn rework. The way Evelyn's being done now is, of course, the same thing with her stealth passive. It's going to be just the same as Twitch's. You're always stealth, etc. Okay, so anyways, her actual passive is now her auto attacks will shred flat magic resist, and her spells that she casts will shred flat armor. And this is a stacking debuff. So it's kind of like Kale's, basically. It's Kale's passive, but a little bit tweaked. All right, which before, if you remember, Evelyn's passive was she takes less damage from creeps, which is like, ooh, okay. So they actually gave her a kind of useful passive. Now her Q is called Prana Bolt, and it is changed to be a pass-through missile that will seek out its first target, basically in the same way that Hate Spike does. All right, so I don't know if it's going to be any different than Hate Spike or if it's going to be any more range. I honestly don't know, but that's just what they're calling it. We'll probably see more of that later on. The new W is going to be called Shadow Stitching, which is just where you go stealth. All right, and then the active on that is called Disperse the Shadows, and this is where Evelyn will reveal a target area at range for X number of seconds. Essentially, she gets clairvoyance. Now, I don't know if I like that necessarily. It makes her kind of a support champion. I don't know. Maybe it makes her more of a counter jungler. So they're going to be doing some stuff where she can reveal areas and then go and gank somebody. I'm assuming that's what they're going to do. I don't know if they just ran out of ideas on that or what, but whatever. That's what she does. Now, E is called Ravage Chakra. So this one before is where she would hit someone for a big bursty amount of damage and reduce their magic resist for like a huge amount. So now what it does is it will deal damage and instantly stun the target from a range, okay? And it'll dash towards them immediately after it casts. So the difference in this and like alright, think of this like the Pantheon stun, where Pantheon will leap to someone and then stun them once he lands on them. This one's different in that Eve will stun them immediately and then dash to them. Alright, so that's the difference. Rather than leaping and stunning, it's stunning and then leaping. Alright, so that's kind of cool. And the only thing I have to say about this is that if you're not revealed until you are into like the vision range, and depending on the range of this Ravage Chakra ability, doesn't that mean that you can as soon as you're visible, you can already stun them? So it's basically like the old stealth stun anyways. I don't know. We'll see how that works out. It's pretty strong. So R is called Ethereal Ascension. And this is her new ultimate, obviously. Evelyn will ascend to her true form, and she gains attack speed and movement speed, which is just like her old ultimate, essentially, except this one will now give her basically a shield which blocks up to X amount of damage for 1.5 seconds, and it no longer will heal on target kills. Wah, wah. That sucks. I thought that was a really cool skill on her. It made her really strong if she's able to get in there and tower dive people and keep killing them, but I guess they don't like that. So the cool thing is that it will refresh on people dying, so you essentially get the shield that it could be pretty strong. I will say that instead of relying on killing someone, you go in there and you attack and you do a lot of damage, boom, 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 do lots of damage, and you shield yourself for a little bit, and then you can either get out of there, or if you kill someone, you pop your shield again and you just keep on going. So I like that. I mean, that's cool. We'll see how that works out. But anyways, those are going to be the current iterations of the reworks for Twitch and Evelyn. I'm really excited about how they are going to come out, and I'm looking forward to it. What about you guys? All right, so let's move on to the next one. I've seen lots of rage videos out on the internet. You know, the World of Warcraft rage videos, the Ventrilo rage stuff. But I've never actually seen a good League of Legends rage video until now. So without further ado, I've got something special for you guys. Check this video out and laugh your heads off just like I did.
You X. I honestly hope you wake up dead, faggot.
I'm
gonna have no, shut the fuck up! I'm gonna have a serious sit-down conversation with Art about how he should never, ever waste his time with you in real life. Cause if you are this dumb through a fucking keyboard, you must be balls to the wall stupid in real life.
Whoa, 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 man. This guy's pissed off. And all I got to say about the guy that he's pissed off at is this dude is so chill. He's just like, okay, man, I mean, what do I need to do better? And he's just taking it. Like, what the hell? You're going to let this kid talk to you like that? He must be a big chump or something. Either that or he just didn't care. I thought it was hilarious, though. I'm glad that they posted this thing up. It was really good stuff. So it just makes me think of what all of the kids are actually saying to themselves when they're typing all this crap in the chat. But this guy is actually saying it, and they posted it on YouTube. So hell yeah, I love it, man. That's awesome. All right, cool. Well, that's my League of Legends stuff for today. Lots of good links for you guys to check out. Be sure to look in the description below. Now, I do have some other stuff, so you don't go yet. Stay around. I've got some more cool stuff. I found this really, really awesome. Well, do you guys like cosplay? Because if you do, I don't know, even if you don't, hell, you'll like this. Check this guy out. He made this Garrus Vakarian costume, which is one of the characters from Mass Effect 2, if you're not aware. And it's amazing. I mean, this thing looks like, this guy just needs to be in Hollywood. He needs to make costumes for Hollywood. This got like all these freaking crazy lights on there. I was reading the description. He said it takes like tons of batteries to keep this thing going for a few hours. But my gosh, man, this guy did a really good job on this. And even the mask, like the mask, when he talks, the face actually moves and everything. That is ridiculous. And I don't know how he's standing up in that thing, because this alien here does not have regular human feet, so that's gotta be really weird to stand on. Anyways, this guy's channel is awesome. Check it out, because he's got one of, like, I think my favorite one on his channel is one of General Grievous from Star Wars, which is ridiculous, right? Because General Grievous is like this huge robot. Yeah, dude, check it out. This guy is amazing. Anyways, I just wanted to give a shout out to them, because that is so cool, and I just wish I could make costumes like that, because I would go to all the freaking conventions and be like, yeah, look at me, man, I got the coolest costume here, what? So, anyways, guys, I've been doing lots of different free-to-play games here lately. I have been convinced by one of my friends finally to do a Let's Play series. So I'm going to start doing those, and hopefully you guys enjoy them. If you don't, then whatever. Just watch my other League of Legends videos, because I'm not going to stop doing other videos. Basically, I'm just going to do more videos, so whatever. I've already done a couple of I've been playing Dragon's Nest, which is a cool game, just went out into open beta recently. And so I did one video, or a couple videos of that one. I'm going to start putting those up as I go through and do some of the quests and leveling up and do a lot of really cool abilities. And I'm going to be doing some of Rusty Hearts, which is a really fun beat-em-up game that is just now released in a closed beta, which you can pretty much get into by just going on their site and signing up and run in there, beat people up. The PvP is awesome. It reminds me of Super Smash Brothers. All right, so by the way, if you want to watch my review for any games that I'm talking about here, I've got one up for Dragon's Nest, one up for Rusty Hearts, and you can go check those out. I'll put them in the description below. Another game that was just now released to beta is called Realm of the Titans, and this might be more relevant to you guys. Most of my fans are League of Legends people, so this is a MOBA style game, just like a mix of Han and League of Legends. All right, so it's really cool. This is going to be a lot of stuff going into this, and if you guys are just into MOBAs in general and want to check it out, it's going to be a free-to-play game, so I mean, go check it out, and you may enjoy yourself for a little bit. You may decide, hey, what the hell, I'm just going to go back to League of Legends. Honestly, personally, I like League of Legends more after playing the game, but it is fun to just go mess around and try out some random new champions and some new gameplay mechanics, because, you know, I gotta keep it real. I gotta mix things up. I can't always do the same thing. I like eating, you know, red M&Ms, but sometimes I gotta have a blue one, you know? All right, so that's just the way it is. But anyways, I will also have a review of that one. Actually, I'm working on the review for that right after I'm done with this podcast, so you guys can check that out. It's not gonna be done as soon as this podcast is done, but it'll be done really soon. So be sure to check that one out as well. Just keep track of my website. I do put links from all my game reviews in my little game reviews section on my website, so you can see that there. And in other pretty exciting MOBA related news, there is a new website that's just been released called MOBAcast.com. And if you're familiar with Heroes of New Earth and a website called Hancast, then you'll probably want to check this one out, because MOBAcast is going to be the same sort of thing with the same guys, where they're doing League of Legends, Realm of the Titans, probably Bloodline Champions, and just all the MOBA games. And so if you want to watch a bunch of shoutcasts that are really, really well done, professionally done, and just find out all about these type of games, then be sure to go over to that website and check it out. It's going to be some really cool content, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Anyways, other than that, guys, had fun with the podcast today. Hope you enjoyed listening, and look forward to the next one. But let me know if you enjoyed it by pushing the like button and put that on your favorites bar. I'll see you guys around for the next one. This is ColbyCheeZe, guys. Peace out.